We're going to talk about the week of Days of Our Lives, soap operas, Peacock TV, streaming into your homes, drama, explosions,
Oh
romance, propositions,
Romance.
jobs, quits, um, old love, young love, Cloud Weston.
Glad was there, wasn't he?
I feel like Mother. All right, I feel like Ma. Clyde Weston picked up the Marty Gray accent that was left behind on General Hospital and added it to him. And that accent, that was twice as thick, Steve. Sitting here across from this table. There's some things that you need to know.
Just Clyde's voice is a little deeper, just like you're doing.
Exactly, right?
Right? Just a little deeper.
How about we get married, partner? Why isn't Abigail with Chad yet?
Yeah, well, we're on GH there. Marty used to remind me of like, the rooster on the cartoon too. I say, boy, I say.
Foghorn Leghorn, yeah.
Yes.
I'll say, this is a breach of the law.
Exactly. But Clyde doesn't remind me of the rooster.
No, he's Boss Hoss or something. He's just a villain.
He is like Boss Hogg, isn't he? Sort of. From the Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah, I mean, I that's more of a reference for you than me. But hey, everybody, hey, it's me, Matt. Did we say that? Hi, it's me, Matt. Hi.
Well, we didn't even tell him to get the quad yet.
Well, yeah, get in the quad. Get in the quad. Walk across. We're hanging out today. We don't have any structure.
Yeah, we're just hanging.
We're just chilling. We're waiting for our guest lecturer at 10 a.m. because Sherry Jimenez, I'm going to have to say that 80 times before she comes on. Sherry Jimenez is going to be joining us at 10 a.m. and she plays Gabby. And this was a big Gabby week. It's been a big Gabby month. It was
a big Gabby week.
So it's going to be really exciting to talk to her about all of the shenanigans that Gabby got on in this week under the DeMira house.
Yeah.
And the journey that she's had so far. I mean, Gabby's hit the ground running, the pedal to the metal, whatever word phrase you want to use.
I tell you, she got out of jail, put on a tight dress, and went running, didn't she?
Mm-hmm. Blowing up relationships, sending characters to Europe.
Yep.
Turning around, sleeping with brothers, and now in the midst of everything with Connie. So it's been quite a ride for Gabby, and I'm sure it's been quite a lot of fun for Sherry. So I'm looking forward to talking to her about all that.
Me too.
It's not Ozma. Hi, Kelly. Hello, Michelle and Cheryl. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, you guys. Good morning.
See, we just can't. We know that the door was open.
Yep.
Yeah, we knew the door was open, so we just came in and pushed it open. We're just sitting in seats.
Yeah. No locks and
loosey-goosey. I don't even have notes, you guys. We're just here to talk about. We're talking about Chad and Abby. We're here to talk about Stalix Part 2.
Mm-hmm.
We're here to talk about John and Marlena, old Patchy.
Yeah.
All that stuff.
Patchy is pretty intuitive. He knows when someone's lying.
Hi, Jeannie. Jeannie's making biscuits this morning. Kelly says that the podcast thumbnail made her giggle this week. I don't know if you saw it, Ma, but the podcast.
I did not see it.
It's I took a picture of Connie holding Ava at knife point.
Mm-hmm.
But to get around some YouTube sensitivities, and also for a little bit of fun, I replaced the knife with a banana.
Oh, just like on another shot, you replaced the gun with a banana.
Yeah, and so there was a General Hospital podcast that we did. If you didn't know, folks, we do a General Hospital podcast on this channel as well.
Do.
So I was doing one where Sonny was holding Jagger at gunpoint. And so I replaced the gun with a banana for similar reasons, if not the exact same reasons. I thought it was funny, and I didn't want the YouTube gods to be like, "Oh, weapons, no, or violence."
Exactly.
It's super weird because you can see wrestling clips all day long on YouTube of these oiled men in skimpy underwear throwing each other around and fake punching each other. Not a censor to be found.
Yeah.
But a still shot of a fantasy, soapy, nonsensical show like Days of Our Lives would not make the YouTube gods happy. Hello, Sue.
Okay.
Good morning, Sue.
What you think? like if you wanted to, you could do that, but you just wouldn't have the same rating on YouTube. Is that
So yeah, I
the thing?
think ultimately how it goes up is it doesn't get shared in the searches as well, and eventually one day once we pass that magic number, that video won't really matter.
Oh,
They'll just turn all that stuff off.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
We're
Butter
not
and
that far.
strawberry jam, Jeannie. You are speaking to the heart of us.
What is she making with strawberry jam?
She making some biscuits. She's gonna do butter and strawberry jam on it, and it's gonna be delicious. She's drinking coffee out of her 10th floor mug. I mean, this is a perfect
Aw,
morning.
I love that.
I can't think of a better morning for Jeannie.
Who's going to make some? You know what I really love? Since there's biscuits, make some really good country sausage gravy. Man, I'll come running.
I don't know. Do you have any country roots, Jeannie? You just or have you all been in California, San Diego forever?
Yeah.
You know, has it been generation after generation of Californians? Or did your family move over here at some point like mine did?
Mm-hmm.
So, Ma, what do you think of, so here, let's talk about it. Let's talk about Days of Our Lives. Let's talk about Stephanie and Alex. Because Alex, he's grown, mature man now, okay?
He hasn't he?
He's a grown, mature man.
Alex has, I don't know, maybe thinking he was the heir for the short time he was the heir and buckets of money. Did it refine him a little bit? Sometimes money can make someone worse, but occasionally money can make someone better.
I don't think the money necessarily, because we saw how the money made him worse.
We did.
I think if we were to have the chance to go to the Day of Days and talk to Robert Scott Wilson about the arc that he's been on over the last year, I feel like his answer would be, that was a very humbling experience for Alex. It broadened his horizons.
I think so too. Maybe.
He realized that maybe he himself is not the God-man that he once thought that he was. And that's sort of the explanation, he's a soft-spoken, artsy-sounding man.
Now he seems to be.
No, I mean Robert Scott Wilson, when we talked to him.
Oh, the person.
Yeah, the person,
Yes.
the actor behind him. When we talked to him last year at Day of Days. About Stephanie and all that, and they're breaking up and living across the hall and being a womanizer. He was always very like, well, I just think that, I'm not making fun of him, folks. I'm making it fun.
Exactly. Exactly. We don't really try to make fun of people, but we do try to make it fun. That's for sure. Yeah. Alex has had he's had some growth, hasn't he? It looks like he's had some growth. And Stephanie, and that was, I have to give him some props because he likes him some Stephanie. He thinks
he also likes himself some booty.
Yeah. Yeah. So it showed a lot of growth that Alex didn't say, oh, well, here wow, this booty call is falling in my lap right across the hall.
Oh, look at that. Stephanie again. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But he put the brakes on it.
Mm-hmm.
She was ready to go.
Mm-hmm. My God, I'm kind of blown away right now in this moment over the conversation that we're having about Days of Our Lives and the difference I feel in it versus talking about monsters.
Well, the content's quite different.
Because with Days, because folks, we've been doing a Monsters After Show. We've been sharing it with JLJ. It's been a good time. We've been watching a Nicholas Alexander Chavez from General Hospitals on it. It's been an intense show. It's been a fun experience doing the after shows, though. We do them real quick at night, getting it done. We're going to be finishing them off tomorrow. But it is not as fun of a conversation. It's a fun experience. I like podcasting and talking about the show. But the conversation itself is not full of laughter and giggles and joy and jokes.
Well, no, because how could it be? If we giggled through the whole thing and made fun of it, well, not like make it fun. There's kind of no way to make that fun to a certain degree.
Not really.
It is just downright disturbing. But I'm glad we're doing it.
Oh yeah, it's a good time. It's a good time.
It's a good
And
time.
thank you to everybody who's
But
been listening to the
oh,
audio version over on Jail Jam Media as well. So thumbs up to all of that. But
yeah.
check all that stuff out if you haven't been watching it. Like I said, we're gonna
Mhm.
finish it off tomorrow. And if you don't want to watch the show because of how graphic and uncomfortable, intense, and all of that it could be, watch the reactions. We don't really use intense language
Oh, not
or
really.
repeat in any
No.
sort of detail what
No,
is
no.
said in the show, and so it's a much more soft, I guess,
It is.
reaction to a harder show.
Yes, I would say so. Yeah, we are sensitive with our language,
Oh yeah.
and we were able to bring up some really disturbing points, but in a language where if you'd watched the show, you would know what we were talking about. But if
Hmm.
you didn't watch the show, maybe you wouldn't.
Not
Uh,
specifically. I mean, you would get the
no,
idea, but you wouldn't know the details that we're referencing,
exactly.
which is probably good for your psyche. Anyway, back
Right.
to
But if
Days.
you actually watched it, you would know what we were referring to.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Jeannie's dad was from Arkansas.
Mm,
Okay, all right, all right, all right. In the 40s, they moved. In the 40s, her grandma had a cafe with Southern food. Ooh,
well,
how
I like me some
neat!
Southern food.
Southern, but in the 40s too. What an interesting time to have a
Hmm.
cafe. Oh, that's fun. Michelle wants to know, what did you guys think about Robin yelling for Gabby in the DeMira Mansion? It's just pure comedy.
It was, and
Hello, Lou.
I mean, it's a big house, right? Why he stick right there in the parlor
Because
with
there's only
yelling
one.
for her?
They've only built the parlor and a bedroom.
I know, and a secret passageway.
Yes, yeah, which is just an unlit part of the set, just to cut out.
Yeah,
Is anybody down there? Is anybody down there? Hello, Gabby, 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 Gabby.
and you know what? And I know Roman used to be a cop, right?
Hmm.
Roman was once a cop, I believe, and Abe used to be a cop with him,
Yeah, yeah. Law
right?
enforcement adventurers, WSB, whatever it is, the LSU or whatever they are in the show.
I was just surprised
ISB.
he didn't find the he's supposed to be, kind of a sleuth, right?
Hmm.
So he didn't find that poker from the fireplace with the blood on it.
No, Steph, EJ did though, or you found a blood. Is that
Yes,
blood? Is
EJ
that
did,
blood?
but he walked around there for a long time. He must have I think he probably yelled at Gabby at least 10 times.
What I enjoy about this, and I'm gonna give credit to Days of Our Lives, is how it's able to just kind of hook folks into it. I'm not talking about the audience. I'm talking about the characters. We
Hmm.
had Connie being cockadoodie Connie, kind of
Uh-huh.
off in this corner, dealing with people who were associated with Lee. And then now here we are coming to the big climax and conclusion, and she's planted a bomb underneath the Demira house that blows up and blasts EJ, who hasn't been touching any of this story,
Right.
in a hallway across. You know,
Hmm.
I mean, Roman and Ava. I mean, like Ava, she met Connie, but she's barely been on the list. She's barely been on Connie's lips.
Hmm.
Shows up there and boom, now I'm going to take care of you with my steak knife too.
Mm,
And then
boy, oh
Ava,
boy.
then Ava, of course, Ava's a mob princess.
Yeah. Thinks on
So,
her feet a little bit, huh?
and it's not like she hasn't had some sort of weapon pulled on her before.
No.
Hmm.
It's not like hasn't used a weapon or two as well.
Whether it be the weapon of feminine wiles or a physical weapon of danger and
You know what kind
destruction.
of cracked me up too? So she goes to the pub, right?
Hmm.
And she knows that Roman doesn't need any help
Right.
because he's got these pubs shut down twice a week now, so he even doesn't need as much staff as he used to, really.
I'm
And
independently wealthy.
he goes ahead and gives Ava a job anyway, or
Mhm.
and she even though she knows he doesn't need it, she accepts it. She's
Yeah.
waiting tables that day. She seemed ungrateful to me. As soon as someone said, let's go, and Stephanie convinced her to
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
I mean, she just abandoned her ship. She's like, oh yeah, hey, can you take my tables? Screw you, Roman.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, so I guess the history between Ava and Roman is very deep. And so
Yeah.
this turn of their relationship, I don't mind you living here. Here you have it. Apparently, this is very new for their interactions.
Yes, I
So-
guess in the past there's been a ton of animosity between
Right. So, like, we don't know that. We're dumb. We're the dummies when it comes to days for dummies. Uh, so
But we can
didn't.
only assume, right? He
Yeah.
doesn't like her for a reason.
Well, he doesn't like her for a reason. I've seen a
Hmm.
lot of chatter out there on Reaction Land, in the Twitter sphere, about how Kate would never, ever, ever allow Roman to have made this decision due to this, that, and the other thing. So
Hmm.
there's history there, the dense and deep history, in which I'm sure the chat is about to explain to us. But yeah. So this is new.
But
So I guess, I,
Roman just believes people need a second chance.
well, that's what he feels. That's what he said. You
That's the
know,
way
I
he
mean,
said
how
it
many
feels.
chances has Roman had? He's been dead. He's been alive. He's been dead. He's been alive. John's been him. He's not been John. I mean, it's just been nuts. It's been a
Exactly.
crazy life for Roman. He of course he understands chance every chance.
He
Uh,
does.
so I guess there's that. So I guess her not really being supremely appreciative and being willing to walk away is a little more like understandable, I guess, since they're not supposed to necessarily, I guess, be the most trusted of friends.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Ava killed Roman's father, says Lou.
Oh, well, that's a reason not to dig her, isn't it?
I would say so. I would say so. I would say that's a pretty big hurdle and obstacle to get over.
Hmm.
What were the circumstances, though? I wonder. You know, was she just an evil mafia princess trying to do
Well, yeah,
wrong and
was she
hurt Roman? Or was she
right? Well, I'd
coerced?
like to know,
Was
was
it
she
an
protecting
accident?
herself?
Was he lunging at her? Like, well,
Hmm.
yeah, what are the apparent, circumstances matter.
It sure does.
That's what lawyer Leslie Abramson has to say.
Yeah, she does, doesn't she?
And I'm sure other lawyers like Melinda would agree. Hey, circumstances
Yeah.
matter.
You know,
Circumstances matter.
I was wondering, I'm happy to see that this not, I was wondering because I thought, I wasn't sure. I wonder if Days of Our Lives was going to write out the character of Melinda and actually have her be the very last victim of Connie. But Melinda's okay.
Yeah,
But
she
you know
was she
what?
was
I
less
thought
blown up.
she was less blown up. She wasn't knocked out, I guess, because when EJ walked in, she was conscious, right?
Maybe it's because she was scooching and still trying to get away, while
Yeah,
Gabby was kind
maybe.
of accepting her fate in that moment.
Well, yeah. Gabby just started talking to Jesus, is what
Yeah.
she did. Melinda was like, "Get me the hell out of here!" Still,
Well, Michelle, if you have
um,
something to say about monsters, go ahead. Go ahead, Mom. Sorry.
but I'm glad that she's okay.
Yeah,
I'm glad Melinda was okay.
well, I want
Man,
Melinda. I liked Melinda and Lee. So if Lee is still kind of coming back at some point, I want to see. I want to see
I
a little
think
Melinda
this
Lee.
whole I think this whole experience might change Melinda Trask, and we might see her different.
I don't
We
know
might
about
see her.
Melinda.
I mean, my gosh, this girl, she went through it. I mean, when it comes to Connie's victims, Melinda survived, but boy, oh boy, did she go through it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope Lee is
Mm-hmm. I just, I guess, her lawyer
really.
skills, came into play to save her life. She
Hmm.
was able to twist a phrase, to turn a thought, to get
Hmm.
Connie
Yeah.
to think that maybe Lee thought another thing. Cardboard cutout, ghost Lee, that we love here on the show. I wonder if he gets
Hmm.
money for that.
Hmm.
Do you think he gets money
Yep,
for
we do.
for his face showing up as cardboard on the show? Oh boy, Ma, your internet is
Think that
suffering
he
big
would.
time.
You can't use someone's likeness for free. I mean, you can use someone's likeness for free if they agree to be free.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it true? I don't know.
I guess. I guess you can agree to anything so long as you sign the
Unless
paper.
it's in your contract as well, in your past contract, if they wanted to use a still picture of you
I
or
guess.
depiction of you, they could.
Yeah, I guess usually that kind of stuff you got to pay out though. I mean, that's always what I've heard. That's why the hospital wall isn't always up. That's why, I mean, but then we also have Stefano and Victor, kind of mainstay pictures on those sets. So maybe there's a special line in the Days of Our Lives contracts. I don't know. If you ever
Maybe.
worked for Days of Our
Well,
Lives, folks, let us know.
I know for certain, I don't know certain, but I know that at least one of Mr. Aniston's daughter does not need any bread. She don't need nothing.
Oh,
She
like
doesn't.
you think that you think Jennifer Aniston is fine? You think she's okay with money?
I think she got some money.
You
I
think?
think she
I
might
don't
have
know,
some
Ma.
money.
I feel like
So,
I feel like she's had a really tough career. I feel like early on, like like that first, remember like those first breakout roles of Jennifer Aniston. I really feel like she suffered for money
Did
playing
she?
Rachel Green. I just do. I feel like it was a really hard time of her life in which she really had to just make ends meet
Oh yeah.
on Friends. Uh, highest paid cast until The Big Bang Theory, and the only reason The Big Bang Theory beat them is because of inflation.
Exactly.
I don't know what the percentage is, like, how there's math out there, science, the smart financial scientists are able to be like, ooh, well, according to this equation I did, adjusted for inflation, this is actually this amount of money. I don't know how
Sure.
somebody does that,
Sure.
nor have I seen the conversion for the Big Bang Theory cast. But,
Hmm.
yeah, they beat them for inflation.
Yeah,
His
I think I
father
got
was
one.
on a plane and the plane crashed. So I guess Ava crashed Roman's dad's plane.
Oh, she must have booby trapped the plane to crash, right? She must have. I'm sure she wasn't on board herself.
Yeah, I don't think so, unless she jumped off.
Unless she parachuted out, which would be Days of Our Lives style. If
Mhm.
she parachuted out right before a crash, that's Days of Our Lives
Oh
right
yeah,
there.
oh yeah. Sue, hello, Sue. Sue, is this your first time with us? Sue says, I don't know if you covered this, but Drake was responsible for Dick Van Dyke doing a few scenes and some of Bill Hayes' last, then winning an Emmy at 97. Does this mean that we're expecting to see Dick Van Dyke again, interacting with Bill Hayes? Or was that a reference to the little dance number? Because that was a lot of fun.
It was.
Julie and Dick Van Dyke dancing.
It was some months ago now. But yeah, that was good. That was good. I hope Dick Van Dyke comes back on.
I would love to
Hope
see
so.
more Timothy and Bill,
Yeah,
or Timothy
yeah,
and Doug. Doug's the character name.
yeah. But didn't I thought they said that Bill's last episode has already been aired.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think
the
so.
conversation with Julie was his last episode, wasn't it?
Oh, I
I
don't know for
believe it
sure.
was.
I don't know for sure.
I don't
Um,
know for sure either, but I think so.
I know that the content was altered because they felt like it could have been one of his last, at the very least.
Mm-hmm.
But beyond that, I don't know. I don't know.
I don't
Roman and
either.
Abe were partners at the Salem PD.
Yes, yes, yes. I do remember that. Yes, they referenced that they were partners before. They did.
I wonder what kind of goofy nonsense they came across together. Like
Mhm.
werewolves, buried treasure, cursed coins. There's been people in masks on this show. Like every soap has
Oh,
had people in masks, but this one has had people like, ooh, I put a mask on and I'm also 6 inches taller type of mask. You know.
Don General Hospital, they had Faison in a mask for a while.
Yeah, that was over in GH. That was over in
Hmm.
GH. People were saying, oh, maybe this is somebody else in a mask. This is somebody in an Abby mask. It's not turned out to be that. No, it turns out Clyde Weston wants every Demira dollar there is.
Yeah, and
Every red cent.
it also appears that I don't know about the dad, but fake Abigail's mother is alive, and that's why he's got the green kids
Because if you
by
don't
the
help me,
neck.
I'm not going to tell you what closet I locked your mama in.
Exactly, exactly. So they are in fear of their mother's life. Their mother is not dead. They haven't mentioned the dad, but as when we first met the Green family, we found them to be orphans raised by Mark, the eldest child.
Because I had your mama
Take
for
on
20 years, kids.
taking on the parentage role, especially for what's the younger boy's name? Aiden? Aaron? Aaron.
Aaron, yeah. Aiden's
Aaron
alive, or
and
Aaron, yeah.
Felicity.
Yes.
Aaron Felicity. He
Mhm.
kind of put underneath his wing to finish raising them. Where it looks like fake Abigail is probably not too far off of Mark's age herself.
Mm-mm.
And she was probably the mother figure, has been the mother figure with the other two
Yeah. I
younger
mean,
siblings.
if they were to fall into some sort of traditional roles, then sure.
Right. And
Um,
it appears to me that Clyde placed those children in Salem.
mhm.
He's the reason why they lived there in the first place. They weren't necessary. It appears to me that his job was facilitated by Clyde, and I don't think he's a real doctor either.
Ooh, you think he's got a fake
I
PhD?
think they mentioned something about that. Mark's
Ooh,
not really even a doctor. It doesn't appear.
you're
Tell me if I'm
endangering
wrong,
the
you guys.
community, Mark. If
What
you
do you
don't
did
help
you
me,
guys
I'm gonna
hear
tell
that this week
everybody.
that Clyde was that Mark's not even a doctor?
I mean, that's so dangerous. I'm
It
sure
is.
somebody like Kayla would notice. Now, she was growing a little suspicious of him this week
She was.
because she was like,
Kayla's,
DNA, DNA. It's like, oh, don't worry about it, girl.
yeah, yeah. It, but also Steve is whispering in Kayla's ear, not whispering too silently, but telling Kayla to run another DNA test. And then Kayla's saying how unethical that is,
Hey,
and
baby
she's not
girl.
going to
Hey,
do
baby
that.
doll. Why don't you run another DNA test, honey bunch?
Sweetness, sweetness.
Sweetness. My lady friend, love of my life,
You know what?
my delicate flower. I want to see some Steve Johnson poetry.
I do too. I think it's Steve and Kayla are very sweet and endearing. I love to watch them together, but at the same time, Steve is he he's he's not slick, not really. I mean,
His slickness is in the attempt to be slick, where you're just like, oh, you're so cute, Steve. Come here.
exactly. You goofy guy, get on over here. Yeah,
It's so
but
funny
I
because,
love Uncle Steve. I do.
well, it's like he's been locked in 1988, you know?
Yes, yes. I mean, it's got like he's still wearing a mullet.
Yeah, yeah. Jeannie says, oh, I didn't hear that Mark is not a doctor. I didn't hear it either, but I'm not going to tell my mom she's wrong. She watches this show. She watches it with
I
more
might have
focus
been
than I
dreaming
do.
about it. I don't know,
So
but
definitely.
definitely though his job somehow
See, he's really a pharmacist. That's what it is. He shouldn't be seeing patients.
he breaks into Kayla's office every night and reads all her notes where he
That's what
can
it is.
learn some
It's
medicine.
like, okay, I need, oh God, endoplasmic reticulum? What the hell is that? Matt, will there be a GH podcast today? Yes, there will be a GH podcast today, probably about 11:30.
Yep, it's gonna probably run a little bit because we want to talk to Sherry as long as she wants to talk.
Yeah, and then we also have to give ourselves a little break to prepare for the GH one. So
Yeah.
probably around 11:30.
Yeah, but not super late, but late.
Yeah, later. It's when everybody else shows up anyway. Kaiwan says, I saw your reviews of Monster. They're pretty good. I'm loving the show, and I think there's a lot of exploitation. You're right. Go to one of those videos, Kaiwan, and leave that as a comment. Help the algorithm out.
Yes, please.
You know, Michelle too says, I thought Ryan Murphy had a little had. Let me read this to myself before out loud. I thought Ryan Murphy had empathy for Lyle and Eric. I think that's a typo. I don't understand why they would have had a problem with how they were portrayed in the series. Let's not forget that. Oh, I thought, okay, it is complimentary. I thought it was the other way around because most people have had negative things to say about Ryan Murphy's empathy. But she found the other way. You too, Michelle. Go find one of those videos and leave it as a comment. Help the algorithm out. Share that around.
Yep.
And we're going to be doing a big old thing at the end. Once we're done watching all 9 episodes, we're going to do a retrospective. We're going to do our final thoughts, our final reactions on the series as a whole, and we'll talk about that stuff. We'll talk about how empathetic you need to be when you're doing a show for entertainment and not a documentary. When you're trying to be titillizing and sensational. When you're trying to be Ryan Murphy and not trying to be, John Attenborough or whatever his name was.
So Matt, let me ask you. So when we do, is it going to be one podcast or two? Are we going to have a podcast where we cover, 7, 8, 9, and then retrospective, or are we going to combine it into one show?
I think we're going to do 7, 8, 9 in the chapters that we have been.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll do one last thing, probably on another day, not Monday.
Yeah, because Monday will probably, Monday's going to be
Monday,
long.
we're already talking an hour and a half about that show. So
That's
I don't think
true.
we need to extend that to 2.5 hours.
Okay, we'll just have to decide on a day to do our retrospective.
Yeah, maybe a Wednesday or Thursday or something. We'll do a full series retro. give it a couple of days to simmer inside of our minds as well. Maybe do a little bit of reading about what actually happened to these guys.
That's a good idea.
But yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about how much responsibility Ryan Murphy had to tell an accurate tale versus how much you need to respect a living person. So yeah, we'll get into it, folks. Stay tuned to the channel.
We will. Yep.
But back to days. No Leo this week.
No Leo this week.
No
No,
Leo this week.
Actually, no purposeful comedy this week. Really.
I found not. Yes and no, because there's a lot of comedy baked into Connie. You're not supposed to take that seriously, and I'm looking forward to talking to Sherry Jimenez at 10 a.m. right here on this channel, who plays Gabby, about her being tied into a chair with Melinda and.
Oh shoot! Should we have a 30-minute timer
for that? I don't know.
No.
I was just gonna close it out, and then just also reveal it. So, folks.
Okay.
Stay tuned to the end of the interview with Sherry. Because I wanted to talk to her about being tied in the chair with Melinda and screaming and just trying to like hop their way out. And,
I know.
There was a lot of, to me, there was a lot of comedy in that. And I think that the actors understood that, this is a moment to play up in a melodramatic fashion.
Yes.
And I'm just dying to know. I want to hear from Sherry because I know that she's having it. I want to know how much fun it has been to do this.
Those are good questions.
Because it has to be so flippin' fun.
Oh, it's got to be. Gotta be. Yes.
So looking forward to that.
Looking forward to it.
Gosh, let's see here. Brady didn't get his butt kicked, but Fiona did exactly what we thought, which was not tell the truth, but some truth.
Yes.
My mother.
And
We didn't even know. Okay.
And it cracked me up too, because the idea of Fiona and Brady having sex, it was pretty gross for Sander.
Yes. Oh, my mother. We didn't know, man. Okay. We didn't know. It was my nephew. And that is when you bring up the quiet family ties between soap characters. It's in moments like that.
Yes.
That's my nephew. Like, I didn't know that he was his nephew. I don't think about these things. I don't know who Brady's mom is. Not regularly. I don't think about it.
Right.
But apparently. Where's my nephew?
Brady's last name. His name ain't Brady.
No, it's Black.
Well, Brady Black, that's right.
Yeah, John's his daddy. I just don't know who his mommy. I'm sure you guys have told us before, and I just can't recall.
But is Brady really John's kid? I mean, it just seems like
so.
No one raises their own kids in Salem.
Yeah. I mean, maybe he didn't raise Brady necessarily because he was not on the show, but yeah, I think he's John's kid.
For real, huh?
For real.
Because Eric and Sammy are not John's kids. They are Roman's kids.
Yeah, they're Marlena's.
Marlena and Roman's kids.
Yeah. He just thought he was Roman, which is why he has the tie there. But he's not really there.
Right. And that was before we started viewing. So
way before we started viewing.
The convoluted stuff back
Decades,
then.
Mother, before we started viewing.
I know.
Decades. I don't, because what I'm used to on a soap is a long-term prominent character having a gaggle, a gang, a town full of children. Which John and Marlena do not have. Huh? John and Marlena do not have a town full of children. Steve and Kayla do not have a town full of children.
No.
They've been reasonable when it comes to the number of kids. I feel like Chad's only going to have these 2, and that's it. And that seems like a lot.
Well, that might be the next thing that Clyde says to Abigail.
Well, now you need to have yourself a baby.
Not only do you need to get yourself married, get yourself hitched.
Now you need
Chad. But you better get yourself pregnant too.
That way that baby can sign all the DeMira money to me.
Mm-hmm. So I was thinking that somehow, their parents aren't dead, and I was thinking even maybe Clyde was their dad, but no, he's not. Nope. He's not.
No, he's just a bad man doing bad things.
He's just a bad man looking for a new opportunity constantly.
Oh, it's just, what do you think I am? Some sort of stupid fool? Steve Johnson coming here. Offered me my release for information. That's what you got from me the first time. It's not going to work again, Steve Johnson. Get out of here. Go on, get. Oh, goofy. Oh, goofy. All right, folks, 9:45. We're going to take a little break. We're getting out of here. We got to prepare.
I love it.
Prepare ourselves, prepare our minds, prepare our voices, prepare this shirt. Not be such a... Gonna be... Not show so much chest, you know. I mean, I've gotta be proper. Thanks for joining us on
You
Days
look
for
like
Dummies.
Eric trying to be a priest.
Eric was a real priest. He didn't try. He succeeded.
He was.
Yeah.
You're right. Right. He did succeed.
Isabella is Victor's daughter. When Marlena was presumed dead, John and Isabella fell in love and had Brady.
Oh,
See, Michelle's
okay.
coming here. Michelle's showing up with the facts.
Yeah, you were a long-time viewer, huh? That's awesome.
Yes. All right, folks, that's it. We're getting out of here. Class dismissed. Hanging out dismissed. Go grab your Gatorades, your bagels, your biscuits with butter and strawberry jam. As we prepare to rest our voices, prepare our minds, maybe even write down a question or two. As we prepare to chit-chat and talk with Sherry Jimenez. I believe Angela should be with us for that, so that'll be super fun and exciting. Shoot. Tie yourselves down for the whirlwind. Hopefully you joined us earlier this week with Jeff Kober as well and had a good time with that. Big fun week on the channel, folks, and looking forward to seeing you soon with Sherry Jimenez. Like the video if you haven't. Subscribed to the channel if this is your first time with us or your 10th time with us and you haven't done it yet. That would be weird.
20th time.
Like, let me just be real. If you've watched this 10 or 20 times and haven't subscribed, you're weird. And let's fix that. And click that red subscribe button. If you feel like you want to generously donate to the channel, you absolutely can. You have my permission to do so. Through the super chat and the super thanks function. Just look for the little heart icon. There should be a little $sign somewhere on your screen that you can tap and you can send that along our way. If you like us, if you want us to be cool, I upgrade the equipment with it. I got myself a microphone. I'm expecting the next payout to hit on Monday, in which I'm going to upgrade this sucker. So thank you very much to everybody's generosity so far. It has been working. Follow us on Twitter at 10th Floor GH. I've been Matt.
I've been Kat.
And we'll see you just in a few minutes with Sherry Jimenez.